guys? Welcome back into another video and welcome to another episode of For Your Consideration. Guys, thank you so much for taking the time to come back and check out episode number 2. We are back again and we've got some stuff to talk about. We're not getting into Oscar talk yet. I know everyone's waiting for me to get into Oscar talk. It's not happening yet. We're not talking about the Oscars, but that will be the next episode. We'll talk about the nominations and stuff like that, give predictions and all of that jazz. But today is an interesting episode. We are talking today about the Sag Awards. They were last night on TNT. I watched live because I was actually able to stream it, thank God. And I did pretty good with my predictions. We'll get into those in a sec, but first off, if you are new, thank you so much for taking the time to click on the video, liking, commenting, subscribing. All of that means the absolute world. If you are a returner, thank you so much for returning, coming and checking out the videos once again. That also means the absolute world. Make sure you are liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing the video with everyone. We got a lot of good stuff coming. First movie review is going to be on Wednesday. Hopefully, I can't confirm that. But potentially the first movie review of the year is going to be on Wednesday, and more Oscar stuff is coming and all of that fun stuff. So yeah, today we are talking about the SAG Awards, the Screen Actors Guild Awards, and this is a very interesting award show because we're starting to get into the part of the season where it's very what am I trying to say? It's very specialized what the awards are. And by that I mean the Screen Actors Guild. It's acting. It's just acting awards. Like the night before was the Producers Guild of America awards, and it was all producing awards and stuff like that. So that's kind of the time we're in now, is we're getting into specialty awards, just specific to the guild itself. The only real big award show that we have that's going to hit a bunch of topics is the Oscars for the rest of award season. So that's really the last one we have. But so with that being said, Screen Actors Guild Awards is just acting performances. So it's one of the bigger ones because it really is going to, I wouldn't say full out determine, but give a pretty good idea. Something just fell. It gives you a pretty good idea of who the front runners are, and this year, who I think the winners are gonna be. So we're gonna get into it. This is gonna be a shorter episode. There's only 6 film categories, so there's not really a lot to talk about here. But I'll tell you who I wanted to win, who I thought could win, and who I thought should win, and then I will tell you who ended up winning. I'll give you my thoughts, talk about some little stuff, and we'll be on our merry way. So I think we're just gonna hop into it. We're not gonna, this isn't gonna be that long of a video. We're gonna just kind of hop into it and get going. The first award of the night that was awarded was the performance by a stunt ensemble. I wanted Avengers Endgame to win because big Endgame fan. I thought Ford v Ferrari could win, but in the end I thought Avengers Endgame should win, and it did. I'm very happy that Avengers Endgame won this honor. I'm a little, but I do hate to say it, I really feel John Wick Chapter 3 was snubbed for this category. They've been snubbed for pretty much every stunt category this award season, and John Wick Chapter 3, I'd say, had by far the best stunts of any film this year, at least last year, that I saw at least. And I saw pretty much every big action-heavy, stunt-heavy movie. So I'm I don't want to say disappointed, but I believe it was a very, very big snub for John Wick to not be nominated here. Again, I'm happy Avengers Endgame won. I'm not going to go cry about it or anything because I love Avengers Endgame, but just to put it out into the atmosphere, into the world, I do believe John Wick was heavily snubbed because I think it's the best stunt work done last year. Next award we had was supporting actress, best performance by a supporting actress. I wanted Scarlett Johansson to win for Jojo Rabbit. I thought she could potentially win, but in the end, Laura Dern was gonna win, and she did. She is going to win the Oscar. It's going to happen. But, you know, I genuinely believe that I think she deserves it. She out of any of the performances of people that are nominated, she's the best. Of this year, I think she had the best performance by a supporting actress. I think she deserves it. So I'm not really too torn up over it because she was really good in Marriage Story. So that's all I really got to say about that. Then we had best performance by supporting actor. Wanted Tom Hanks to win for Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. I thought he could win. But in the end, we all know who won. Brad Pitt took it home. I think that kind of solidifies him as the heavy front runner. I mean, he already was, but this kind of he's gonna win. He's gonna win the Oscar. I would be very surprised if anyone else won the Oscar. This kind of solidifies it. He's won pretty much every supporting actor award this award season. So any Brad Pitt fans out there, be excited because it's looking pretty good for your guy Brad Pitt. But another thing, his speech was awesome. It was so funny, calling out Tarantino. It was great. I love Brad Pitt. He's awesome. Then we had best performance by a lead actress. This category I'm a little iffy about. So I wanted Scarlett Johansson to win for Marriage Story. I thought Lupita Nyong'o from Us could win. But I put Renee Zellweger should win, and she did. I didn't see Judy. I'm going to be upfront. I didn't see Judy. But from the clips I've seen, she's good, but I'm not like blown away or anything like that. There are performances that are being nominated or even snubbed for the Oscars, like Lupita Nyong'o was snubbed for the Oscars, and I thought she should have been a heavy favorite to win the Oscar. But I just don't really understand. Like Renee Zellweger's gonna win. She is, and I'm not saying her performance is bad. I think, like, from what I've seen, it looks good, but it's not like, I don't believe it's anything so monumental like people are saying it is. I think it's from what I've seen, it looks good. I'm not taking that away from her, but I don't know. I don't know. I think there are people that are more deserving of the Oscar or any of these awards than her, but if she wins it, good. I'm happy for her. I think it'll be fine. I'm not gonna riot about it or anything. I'm just thinking, there are some very talented actresses that were snubbed from the Oscars this year that I think gave better performances. But that's just me. I'm not gonna get into a big thing about it. This was the category that I switched literally as the nominees were being read to then get it right. So, best performance by a lead actor. I wanted Christian Bale or Adam Driver to win. And then this is where I switched it. I originally had Joaquin Phoenix as my could win and Adam Driver as my should win. But then as the nominees were being read. So, the award hadn't been announced yet, so I was still able to switch. As the nominees were being read, I put Adam Driver in could win and Joaquin Phoenix in should win, and I'm glad I did because Joaquin Phoenix did end up winning and then ended up giving one of the best award speeches I've ever heard, literally calling out every other nominated actor by name and giving them very high praise for their work. I've never seen that before, and it's very awesome. A lot of respect for Joaquin. He understands the craft, and he understands how great these other performances really are, because the lead actor category is very stacked this year, and there was a lot of really, really groundbreaking great performances, and Phoenix is included. Like, I think he deserves to win. This isn't like a Renee Zellweger where I'm like, I don't really know. Like, Joaquin should win. He literally carried on his back for like almost 3 hours a Joker movie with his incredible performance. But the fact that he understands what it takes, and the fact that he has just that admiration for these other actors is great. And then, of course, the shout out to Heath Ledger at the end was fantastic. It was such a beautiful speech. I don't usually really pay attention to the speeches, but this one was just so captivating, and so it was just nice. It It was a nice speech. So caps off to you, Joaquin Phoenix. You gave a really great speech, and you're going to win the Oscar. It's going to happen. Now on to the big award of the night. Performance by an ensemble. This is very frustrating for me. So I wanted JoJo to win. Sorry guys, I'm recording this kind of early in the morning. I wanted Jojo Rabbit to win. I thought Once Upon a Time in Hollywood could win, but I said The Irishman should win. You know, De Niro won the Lifetime Achievement Award that night, gave a really nice speech as well. And then Parasite won. Groundbreaking. Very happy for the Parasite cast. So before I go into my rants, I want to give credit where credit's due. I have not personally seen Parasite. I will see it before the Oscars, because that's the one Best Picture nominated movie I have not seen from last year. I have not seen Parasite yet. I will before the Oscars. And I think they deserve it. From everything I've seen, from everything I've heard, I think they completely deserve it. It's groundbreaking. Like, literally, it's history being made. We witnessed history last night. So I'm very happy for the cast of Parasite. That's not what I'm mad about. I'm mad that Knives Out was snubbed. That was by far and above, the best performance by an ensemble cast. Not only was it a cast full of big, well-known names, but it was executed so well. Each character had their little moment. There wasn't these outshining big performances, except for Daniel Craig and Ana de Armas. They had the big performances, but the rest of the cast was used for specific pieces and used in very specific ways and was done very well. I'm not going to get into a big rant about it. Go check out my Knives Out review. But the fact that they weren't even nominated makes me frustrated, because it was by far the best performance by a cast last year. Like, overall. I'm not going to rant about it anymore. It's very frustrating. But, again, happy for Parasite. I don't really know what that does. I don't really know what that does for any of their Oscar hopes. I really think they are kind of out of the running for Best Picture. They haven't won a lot, and that's big. They haven't won a lot of big awards, so I don't really know what that does. I mean, they're going to win Best Foreign Picture. That's happening. Best Picture odds, I don't know. I think 1917 probably will take it, because they scored big at the Producers Guild of America Awards the night before. Like, they scored big, apparently, from what I heard. I didn't actually watch it, but, like, from what I heard, they scored really big. So I think 1917 is a heavy frontrunner right now. I'm going to do my Oscar predictions video, another FYC video. I think, like, the Friday before the Oscars. I don't know. I'd have to look at my schedule, my planned schedule, but it should be like the week before the Oscars. I will do my full Oscar breakdown and predictions, and then the next episode, which is coming out on Friday of FYC, talk about it right now. We are going to go over the nominations of the Oscars, and I'll give you my reactions. That would be like an hour-long video, but we'll go over like the big ones and talk about my reactions and what I think, and then we will do predictions, and then we will do Oscar reactions. So that is pretty much it, guys. Thank you all so much for taking the time to like, comment, subscribe. Even checking out the video means the absolute world. If you are new, thank you so much for taking the time to click on the video. Please consider liking, commenting, subscribing if you haven't already. If you like stuff like this, there's more coming. Award season is still, we're in the thick of it, and the Oscars are coming. The Super Bowl of award seasons are coming. So, guys, that is pretty much it. Thank you all so much, again, for taking the time to like, comment, subscribe. Even clicking on the video means the absolute world. But, guys, that's pretty much it. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.